We're holding over here in the book of Rabbi Akiva Tatz on Bechira, on free will, and he says like this: the next level of Bechira, free will, is something called Dovid, of giving honor. Really, here means giving honor to Hashem. Dovid koila shtei midos. The aspect of honoring God, it includes two separate midos, two separate character traits. Ava v'yira, loving Hashem, and fearing Hashem. And we're going to see Talmid shemechabed es Rabbi. For if you have a student who gives honor to his Rebbe, chash klapav shnei regashas menugadim. He has two opposite emotions that are going around inside of him. On one hand, ava meisheches yizkar bel Rabbi. On one hand, his tremendous reverence and his love that he has of his Rebbe, how much he appreciates him, makes him want to get closer, to be in his presence, to learn from him. That's one hand. The yira, but the fear, the awe that he has, he always has to keep a little bit of a distance. Meaning, the Rebbe is, we look at him as a person that's head and shoulders above where we're holding. So, in one hand, I want to get closer because he's got so much to offer and so much to give, and there's so much that I can grow as a result. At the second hand, there's a certain honor that I'm supposed to have, and a respect that keeps me a little bit farther away. We're not buddy-buddy. We're not pals. He's the Rebbe, I'm the student, and therefore there's always a little bit of a distance between us. Now he says, Kama Ava, just like we mentioned the previous time that we learned together, when it comes to the attribute of love, of Ava, of loving Hashem or loving another person, Kavod yachel linasein rak al yidei mi shechayfshi shelo lechaber. Just like I can only truly love someone if I'm given the free will not to love that person. Love that is forced is not real love. It's only when, if I don't want to love them, I don't have to love them. If I don't want to love Hashem, I don't have to love Hashem. So therefore, I choose on my own to express the feelings of love. So too when it comes to covet, when it comes to honoring others, when it comes to honoring Hashem, it's the same thing, only because I could choose not to show the honor. When I choose to show the honor, that's real covet, that's real honor. Covet amiti, covet amagir b'yosher v'lo shenichba. Real, true honor that a person gives is only that which is magir b'yosher, comes from within, so to speak, in the proper way. Lo shenichba, not that I'm forced into honoring somebody else. And he explains, Horowitz, hamachriches nesinov lechabdai. For example, a dictator who forces his servants over here, forces his citizens to honor him, he is only being honored by them in very illusionary type of a covet, of an honor, but at the end of the day, it's really going to be an embarrassment for him. Why? Because it's clear. Once that this dictator ends up being thrown off the throne and he's lowered from his position, so all of his constituents, all of the citizens in that country who were forced all those years to honor him, once he's gone, they do everything within their ability to remove any vestige of memory of him, of the honor and the glory that he once had. But the famous pictures in when Lenin and Stalin was gone, so they're taking down the statues, they're destroying everything, because why'd they do that? Because all the years they were forced, they had no choice. He forced upon them, you have to honor me. But it's not real honor, because the moment that he's gone, they take everything that reminds them of him, they get rid of it. So honor that's forced is not real honor. Honor that comes from within, so that's what he's saying over, that's real honor. And he explains, you can only give honor if you have the freedom to choose on your own to give that honor. If it's forced, it's not real. Now once that we know that the world was created in order to reveal the glory of God in this world, so if you want to be the person that's really going to give honor to God, You have to be someone then that could choose on your own, do I want to honor him or do I not want to honor him? If you don't want to and you're being forced to, that's not real honor. Only honor is if I find within myself, I'm grateful and I'm gracious and I'm amazed by the awesomeness of the creator of the world. And for that I'm going to give him the honor that he deserves, so that's real. Only when the honor that you're giving comes through a free will choice, to honor him, that honor is real and that's complete. Man was created free, with free will. You could choose what you want to do. You could live a life of where you live a life of freedom and jokes and living it up, or you could live an honorable life where you are giving over to Hashem, who writes the way in which that the deeper feelings of your soul want to. You have the ability, you have the freedom to distance yourself from your aversion that you have towards, let's call it here, spirituality, or you could turn yourself towards the creator of the world and create a bridge between yourself and God with the bonds of Ava, with the bonds of love, which is up to you. So I could make fun, I could distance myself, I could stay away. I'm free to do that. If I want to, I could do that. That's the way that Hashem created me. Or I could choose, well, if I recognize that God is the most powerful being in the world, and He's my Father in heaven, and He loves me and He cares about me, and everything He puts me through in my life is really just as a way in which to create and form the relationship, so then I really want to get closer. So if that's the case, then I have to work on myself to bring myself closer to Him. Kol tenua b'yikum noah b'diuk lefi ritzayna shel borei milvad. Also, everything in the universe runs precisely, exactly the way that HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants it to run. You will find nothing in the world. The sun, as we know, the astronomers and the scientists have told us, the sun is sitting in a certain place in the universe, that if it would be one, I don't know what the smallest measure would be, a centimeter, whatever, if it would be 1 centimeter closer to the earth, the entire earth would burn up from the heat. If it would be 1 centimeter back from where it is, we'd have an ice age, the world would freeze over. So the sun is sitting exactly in the universe where it needs to be, so that the world will run the way that it is. Fish have gills so they can swim in the sea. And birds have wings so they can fly in the sky. And the composition of the oxygen and the carbon dioxide, everything that's in the world, it's exactly, everything is happening in this world exactly the way that Hashem, precisely the way that He wants it. Milvad kasher po'elas ha-bechira achayv shizay, except for one thing. The free will that a person is going to exercise in their life, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu put into our hands. He said, I'm giving the reins over to you. I'm not going to control you. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm not going to push you in one direction or the other. You will decide for yourself the kind of a life that you want to lead. So man is created separate from Hashem, and there's a distance between us and the Rebbeinu Shalom, in order that through the mode of Bechira, of free will, we are then able, if we decide to either stand with Hashem, or we can stand away. It's only through this idea of Bechira, free will, is a person able to bring themselves closer, and the closeness that we will achieve between us and Hashem has mashma'is, it has meaning. You create your own meaning in life with your relation with God. He's not going to create it for you. And no one else is going to do it. Just like in one's marriage, as we've spoken about this parable many times. Your wife can't make the marriage meaningful. She can't make you into a meaningful person. She can't make you the kind of husband that she wants you to be. You have to become the kind of a husband that you want to be because you love your wife and you care about your wife, so you will treat her the way that she deserves to be treated. She can't do it for you. So too, you can't make your wife to be the kind of wife that you would like her to be. It has to be something that comes from within. In the relationship with Hashem, Hashem knows who He is very well. He's the master of the universe. He's flawless, He's perfect, He's omniscient, He's benevolent, He's merciful, He's all kind, all knowing, everything. So Hashem is who Hashem is. What our relationship with God is going to be, that's on us. Are you going to create a meaningful relationship or not? We can't expect Hashem to do it for us. He gives a lot of help and He pulls us along the way. And there's a lot of special, what we call siyata d'shemaya, heavenly assistance that will help us along. But at the end of the day, says Rav Tatz, your relationship with the one above, how meaningful or meaningless it's going to be, it's up to you. Only then, when you have a closeness and a meaningfulness in the relationship, can you then have the proper and the true honor for Hashem. The uniqueness of mankind is that we are nifred, is that we are separate from Hashem, and we're really separate from the creation. The whole creation is under Hashem's auspices, and it's running exactly the way that Hashem wants it to run. But we have autonomy, and we can do whatever we want. And that's what makes us so unique. K'moy Elokim, just like God Himself, Hu Atzmai, God is all to Himself. He's an individual. So too we are individuals. This desire to have free will is what stands in our hearts of the human condition. So that which identifies us as human beings is that we have free will. That's what makes us more unique than any other creation in this world, is that we have free will. And that which will allow us to either come close or, God forbid, go far away, that's also the free will that we have. And we create the meaningfulness of the relationship between us and Hashem.
So, in order to love, honor, even hate, and have free will, you have to have a basic knowledge of Torah.
It certainly helps, yes. That's for sure. That's for sure.
Informed of which path to go.
That's why we have Retired Inspired. So we can.
I'm saying, yeah. So you have to have a basic understanding of Torah.
Yeah. Think of it like this: if you want to treat your wife in the right way, and you want to have a good relationship with her, the more you understand her, the more you know her, the more you're equipped to treat her in the right way. The more that you know about God, and the more that you understand Him, the more that you are equipped to treat Him in the right way and your relationship as well. So the Torah is God's speaking to the Jewish people to inform us who He is.
I think it's easier to love God than to love your wife sometimes.
God doesn't talk back.